Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be answering all of the internet's most commonly asked freediving questions. Some of these are going to be a little controversial, so stay tuned. My name is Curtis. I am a freediving instructor, underwater photographer, and owner of Deep Sensations Freediving, one of Australia's fastest growing freediving schools. If you're wanting to get certified, progress your diving, or wanting to join us on one of our epic retreats around the world, head to the link below for more information. What is freediving? Freediving is simply breath holding in water. Now, this is as broad as it sounds because depth is just one small part of freediving. For many people, freediving is just going out at your local beaches where you've got 5 to 10 meters depth from shore, swimming around with marine life. For other people, it could be underwater photography. For some, yes, it's depth. For others, it could even be swimming in a pool, doing laps underwater, trying to just hold your breath longer in water or dry. You've also got spearfishing, underwater photography, marine science, marine biology. You've got so many different areas, conservation. There are so many different areas where you can apply freediving. Freediving isn't just about diving deep, and that's why a lot of people get put off by it because they misunderstand what freediving is. And some of these questions that we're going to go through kind of are going to help shed a bit more light on that. So, to me, freediving is enjoying breath holding in water. That's the biggest part of it. Next question. Why do freedivers black out? A freediving blackout happens when your oxygen levels drop to a critical point where your body can no longer retain consciousness. And what happens is your body puts itself into a ultra power saving mode. You can be underwater when you black out and you're not actually going to take in water. Your body just puts itself to sleep and the airways will prevent water from entering. You then have quite a big window to be rescued by a buddy, brought to the surface, and for them to wake you up, and you'll be completely fine. There's no studies to suggest any long-term side effects to a blackout, and you'll see a lot of deep free divers in competitions black out, but because they have safeties there, even when they're doing 100 meters plus depth, and they black out at 20 meters or even 30 meters, they're able to be brought to the surface and be okay. A blackout is only dangerous when you don't have a good, competent buddy there and you're not taking those safety protocols seriously. It's caused, as I said, by low oxygen. It's from hypoxia. And the more you train, the better your body becomes at handling those lower levels of oxygen. And there are a lot of other things that you can do to avoid it. But to answer the question on what blackout is, it is the point where your body no longer has enough oxygen to keep the brain functioning and to keep you awake. And it's the body trying to conserve the last of the oxygen by putting you into a deep sleep. Is freediving good for you? I love this because freediving genuinely changed my life and has improved it in so many ways. When you freedive, you are connecting to nature in a way that you never thought possible. You have the most magical marine interactions. You will meet incredible people. You'll travel the world diving the most beautiful dive sites. And not only that, but freediving offers both mental and physical benefits. You can improve your lung capacity and your breathing. There are some studies that suggest it can help with asthma symptoms. There's freediving lowers blood pressure, helps improve your mood. Just being around water has a lot of amazing benefits to it. I recommend reading a book called Blue Mind Theory, and that talks all about the science of how water is good for you. And freediving, just as a whole, is this very holistic sport that there's things to progress on. You're working on flexibility and exercise. It's really, really low impact, and I just couldn't recommend it enough. What is the freediving world record? In freediving, there are a few different disciplines, and the crazy thing about freediving is there's also two different record bodies, I guess you could say, in common terms. So you could have a world record in this one system, CMAS, or you could have a world record in ADA, and they don't recognize each other's records. So you can have one world record holder in this sport, one system, and then another world record holder in this system. Um, but right now for depth, Alexei Molchanov has the record. So Alexei is 136 meter, maybe it's 137 meters depth record, which is absolutely mind blowing. And then the girls' record is 123 meters, which I believe is Alessia. I could be wrong. I'll put a thing in here. Um, that's the depth, and then for static, the records I think around 11 minutes or so, which is really, really incredible. So yeah, and then you've also got other disciplines of all that, but in terms of like the absolute depth record and absolute time, then yeah, those numbers that I said are about where they're currently at. Ooh, this one's a controversial one. So, what freediving certification is best? Look, I'm going to say that out of all the freediving education systems, the thing that matters most is actually not the system itself, but the instructor. You want to be connecting to an instructor that resonates with you, that you feel safe and comfortable with. You can have good and bad instructors in all of the education systems, so it really doesn't matter. Personally, I teach both Molchanovs and SSI. These are just the systems that I have aligned myself with, but that's not to say that the other systems aren't good in themselves. But yeah, I just recommend trying, if you're after a certification, finding an instructor that you resonate with and you think you would enjoy learning from. How can freedivers dive so deep? This one's super cool. It's due to the mammalian dive reflex. So a lot of people think freediving is really bad for you, but it's actually something that's built into us. We've been doing it for thousands of years, and the mechanism that allows us to dive deep is something that we share with dolphins, whales, seals, and it's this MDR, mammalian dive reflex. It allows us to be more relaxed in water and conserve oxygen by slowing down the heart rate, and allows us to withstand great levels of pressure due to our blood shifting into the air spaces and protecting our lungs from the buildup of pressure. And through training in both breath hold and flexibility and fitness and mindset, freedivers are able to overcome their limitations and dive deep. And it's actually really comfortable. This is what a lot of people don't understand. And then for some of you, maybe you've experienced equalization issues that prevents you from diving deeper. But for most of you, with just a little bit of training, you'll be able to overcome any of those equalization issues. How long can freedivers hold their breath for? It depends which freedivers you're talking about. If we are discussing our newly certified freedivers who are beginner level one or wave one certified, they're generally holding their breath for anywhere from a minute 30 up to 3 minutes would be very, very good out of that beginner level. For trained freedivers, you're looking at around 4 to 5 minutes. And then for professional level, anywhere from 5 minutes up to, I know there's a few people doing 10 minutes, but I think there could actually be a record for 11 minutes. But as I said, I'll put it in here somewhere if I got it wrong. So yeah, it's really incredible what the body is actually capable of. As I said, that mammalian dive reflex just helps slow things down and conserve oxygen to hold our breath longer. What is the number one rule of freediving? This one's an easy answer, and it is to never dive alone. But in saying that, there are a few other rules, I think. So, never diving alone, always diving with a good buddy who knows how to rescue from blackout, communicating your dive plan and sticking to it, diving within your limits, and giving yourself good surface interval, as well as being well rested and hydrated. They're all things that are just going to make for a lot safer and more enjoyable freediving experience. Why do you freedive? I freedive because I love the feeling it brings me when I'm out in the ocean, and there are a lot of different elements to it. I love that there's always something to work on, whether it's mental or physical. There's so many different disciplines. I love swimming and interacting with marine life and never knowing what you're going to experience in the water. I also love how present it makes you feel. I can't sit still and meditate, but when I'm freediving, it's a very meditative practice. So I just love freediving for that reason. And the reason why I love teaching it is to share that with other people. So yeah, that's why I freedive. I I guess that's all the questions. These are the internet's most commonly asked questions. If you have any more questions, please put them below or send a message and I'll be sure to answer them. If you want to see anything in a video explain more details, let me know.